Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today. Oh, these energies are so amazing. They are perfect for our creator states of being if we're staying present. If we're not staying present, if we're distracted by the lower timeline of what's playing out in the narratives around us, then we might have a more challenging time with these energies, especially what we're feeling within our body. But if we're staying present, we're going to notice that our creativity is heightened and that we are actually calling in the miraculous or the amazing, the fun stuff so much easier. I know for myself, I'm having these incredible experiences where things are just lining up for me that just happening without me having to do much of anything. Sometimes my plans get redirected, like what happened yesterday, and I end up benefiting from it because I did not get discouraged or upset that the plans kind of got foiled at the last minute, and I stuck with it, stayed present, allowed myself to experience whatever was coming my way, and the reward was incredible. So we have to sometimes make the choice to see, yes, what I was hoping for or expecting or desiring was not playing out in my reality and is not going to happen now. But if I stay present, I can do a really good job of creating whatever it is that I need for myself if I stay in that present state of being. And so that is the key right now, because these energies are super high. I'm still seeing many people referring them to as ascension symptoms. And I'm just going to say again, if we're referring to them as symptoms, we are using a lower 3D terminology. Symptoms is equal to victimhood, right? If we are a symptom to something, it means we're a victim to whatever that is that's creating the symptom, and we cannot counter it in any way, shape, or form. So symptom is tied to victimhood. It's also tied to loss of power or giving it where we're giving our power away to another. So we're not self-empowered there. Okay. And so we're really playing in a lower level distortion of 3D, which is why we really don't want to use the word symptoms anymore. Okay. If you're on your ascension path, you are choosing your ascension timeline, you definitely want to switch your vocabulary up and start calling them ascension upgrades or DNA upgrades or light body activations. That would definitely be a better way to describe them. When we do that, we're choosing the higher timelines. We're choosing 5D and beyond, which is really where we are now. But we have to understand that we are in 5D. It doesn't matter what's presenting. We could have a headache created by the solar frequencies that are taking place. The CMEs notoriously give us headaches, okay? And they play on our crown expansion. And then we have gamma coming through, which I'm experiencing and feeling at night, intensified, supercharged, okay? And gamma works through the nervous system and the immune system. And so one of the areas being targeted right now is the extremities. And you may have noticed that as you're laying in bed, you're feeling radiating pain down your legs. Sometimes it feels like throbbing pain in your legs or in your joints, maybe your knees or your ankles. That's gamma, okay? Gamma is stimulating our nervous system, our neurological system. So it's upgrading us on so many levels. Another area gamma is targeting is our hair. Okay, so some of you may be noticing that your hair is feeling rather crispy lately and that it feels super dried out. Maybe you're losing your hair. That's because the gamma on the planet right now is so intensified and so heightened that it's actually as if we are getting some kind of, radioactive treatment, like when someone goes for, a cancer treatment where they get radiation, right? So that radiation is coming through gamma, and it's so strong that it's impacting us. And you may notice that your hair is fried, or your skin is drier than normal. So just know that this is what's taking place. But if we attach ourselves to the terminology of symptoms, then we're definitely playing in a lower timeline. And then we can't allow our body to do the repair. When we choose the higher terminology of upgrades and activations, we're choosing self-empowerment. We're choosing the awareness that our body is capable of healing anything and doing anything. We are transcending our physical state of being from the organic matter that we were, right, in our organic state of being, into a crystalline light body. So if you look at it, we're going from carbon to carbon silica to a crystalline light body. That's a lot of work for the body to undergo. That's a huge undertaking in its process. All right. So it takes time, and we need to have patience. And one of the things that we can do to support our body is to use higher level terminology, where we are choosing to call them or look at them as upgrades and activations. All right. So, and if you are needing more help with that, please feel free to go to my website, look at my events page. I have a class that's taking place on Saturday. It's a master class. It's called Understanding Ascension Upgrades. We will be going through all of this. I will be happy to take questions that you may have concerning what is taking place with the upgrades, how to better handle them. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. You can find the details right at my website. Another thing I wanted to talk about is dreams, because we are merging realities. We're clearing our timelines, right? We're clearing the past timelines, which are really parallel realities, merging and folding them all up into this now moment. Now, you might have heard me say that in the past. I talk about that in every single video. Okay, every video we're talking about that, because that is the reality of what is happening now, because we're coming into a multidimensional state of being where it almost feels like uncertainty. Okay, and some of you who are maybe going through a higher level or a more increased state of activation in this, okay, may be feeling this disassociation with the work that you're doing currently. And that would be equal to a template wipe, because in that disassociation, it's like the energies are clearing out your field, clearing out your memory, your knowledge, your awareness of the work that you are doing, because it's making space for what is going to shift in your reality as you start to evolve into something new. I'm finding that myself with that, as I explained in a video, a couple of videos back, that I had a moment of disassociation, and I didn't want to do the work anymore. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. Trust me when I tell you, if you sit in it and you don't get all caught up in your head and start to get frustrated and start to get upset with what's taking place, and get down on yourself, it clears quickly. It passes quickly. All it is one template coming up so that another template could be overlaid in the energy field of our body. Okay, this is how it works. So the more we can let go and just be present and be in flow, the better we're going to do navigating our reality. We need to be a witness, present ourselves to witness what is taking place within us, as well as the reality that we're experiencing, and be a conscious observer in that reality so that we can participate in the highest way possible. I will tell you that this whole last week, I cannot remember what day I am on. It is really, really getting bad. And I'm having these moments where I'm, forgetting little things that are very significant, like, how to start my car, or how to open the doors, or just little mundane things like that. Names for certain things. I can't remember what a spoon is called, or, and it's just like it feels like all of a sudden there's just this void or loss. This is how it's going to be as the body is restructuring and we're upgrading. Okay. Another area that's profoundly affected is dream state. It is starting to feel like I don't know where I am, especially upon waking up, because the dreams that I'm having are so incredibly real. It just feels like that is my reality, and this is not really so much of my reality. Okay, so we're going to notice those things starting to change, clearing up timelines, maybe older relationships presenting in your dreams. You'll notice you're clearing up those timelines. The other morning, I woke up from having an actual conversation with a cat. Like, this is a regular everyday cat. She had a litter of kittens, and we were discussing how I could help her and her kittens because she needed to be moved from the location she was in. It was a cat, just a cat. It wasn't a special cat, wasn't a galactic, this was a cat. And I was communicating with the cat. And it was so cool when I woke up and I had that remembrance that I had been communicating with this cat. It was just like, yeah, that's what's to come. That's what we can be expecting, right? All of those experiences. Last week, I woke up in the morning from a Kundalini activation in my neck. Now, I've had them in my root chakra all the way up to my heart. And when you have a Kundalini activation, it usually goes up and down the spine. It goes up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down. And then when you have a full-on activation, it goes up and down, then eventually shoots up right through the crown chakra. And it's like this lightning bolts, and it can be very, very painful and a very, very challenging experience. Thank God I've chosen to do this on the lighter side. So I've had many smaller Kundalini activations. This last one was quite funny because I've never had one that was higher than my heart level. This was in the back of my neck, and it was like a feather tickling the back of my neck on the inside of my neck as the Kundalini was going up and down and up and down in what felt like the inside of my neck. And I woke myself up yelling, stop, stop it, stop, stop, because it was like, so it was uncomfortable, but yet it was ticklish, and it was annoying. I remember feeling annoyed by it. And then when I had woken myself up enough, I still wasn't fully awake. I was like, oh, I'm having a Kundalini experience. And then I just let go and I settled in, and I just let myself have it until it completed itself, which was when right after that, I had the cat dream, and I've had all of this other very magical type of stuff happening. Where I'm seeing more and experiencing more. So these are the things that are taking place now. You may notice that your solar plexus is feeling more intensified or more swollen than it normally is. That's because we're actually activating a new gland in that area. I've talked about this before in many videos. We have glands in that area, in our lower sacral area, in the sides of our neck. The plasma energy is getting super, super, super heavy. For the last couple of years, as the plasma frequencies have intensified, I've woken up with what felt like water in my ears. And it's a side effect, almost like an experience of the higher level plasma, if you will. It makes us dewy and kind of misty, and Some may notice that they are maybe having more mucus production within their body, which is another aspect of having the, a lot of plasma coming in. Also, when you're laying down at night, a lot of stomach gurgling lately, that's also plasma, which is like the roto-rooter coming in, clearing out the distortion that photonic light brings to the surface. Again, if you want to know more about all of this, either watch my prior videos where I explain much of it, or join me Saturday for this masterclass. It's only $22, guys. Invest in your soul, do the class, come on live with me so we can have a chat about what's going on with you, and I can help you work through whatever it is that you're needing help with. Let's see what else is going on. Of course, there's the constant headaches, the back of the neck pain, the third eye getting activated, the pineal gland, the hypothalamus, very, very active, right? It's the tiny center of the head, the hypothalamus, as the thymus is getting activated too, because our immune system is being sparked. So we have to remember there's a lot of stuff that's taking place. There's a lot at play here, and we want to make sure that we're doing our own diligence. Okay. So as these glands are activating, especially the solar plexus, what I've been doing at night is I have been massaging that area. But for a while now, I had gotten a mini fascia blaster. You can get them on Amazon. It's just a little tiny mini one. It's that you can hold it in your hand. It's just a bar with like little teeth on it, whatever. I've just been working that area with the fascia blaster, stimulating it to help it. I noticed that at times energy gets a little stuck there as this gland is starting to activate. So any kind of like massage, you might even feel it across your back at times. My spine has been adjusting by itself. That's another thing that can happen. Okay. But, we can look at it as a way of like, oh, this is very painful. It's uncomfortable. It's annoying. It's this or that. Or we could look at it with incredible excitement and offer ourselves an opportunity to tune in at a higher level and participate in the most amazing thing that any of us will ever experience, which is our body actually transforming into this light body that will be capable of doing so much more in these higher light frequencies. Okay, so there are so many ways that we can take a look at this, but we really want to see it in the highest state possible, in the highest way possible. These are magical times. These are incredibly magical times that we're in. And if we're not choosing the magic, then we're choosing 3D. That's it, plain and simple. There is no other way. Okay. If you're getting hung up in I should do it this way, I should say this, I should do that, all of that sort of stuff, in the stories, in the illusions, all of that chaos, you're again in that 3D, 4D realm, right? From the highest perspective, we can look at this from the highest perspective, which is we are creating all of it. We create it all. Okay, there's nobody else creating it. We are creating it all. And so if we're the creator of it, then no story exists outside of the reality that we're creating right here, right now. Okay, if we're creating it all, then there is no such thing as a story, because it cannot exist without us believing into the story. Okay, now let me share one final thing with you, because this is super important. So this morning, as I was waking up, I've been getting up at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. There's no real sleeping anymore. I get very few hours a day. I'm running on high level gamma, as you can tell by the speed of how I'm talking. That's my really kicked in, tapped in, tuned in to my highest aspects within myself. That's bringing this information through. My mouth can't even form the words fast enough for the way that the information is being presented through this transmission as I'm talking and sharing this information. And so as I was coming into the waking state, I got this information coming through that, basically showed me the stage setting of like a Broadway play or any kind of movie scene, or like the old soap opera scenes where they'd be in one scene and then they would cut away from that scene and go to another scene with maybe different characters in it, right? They do that on a Broadway play too, where they have to change the set. And so that scene ends and then they move all the furniture out and they rotate it and the next scene gets set up for, right? And so the message here was, this is exactly how our reality plays out. And what's accessible to us that we're not aware of is packets of information. There's a bazillion different timelines for each event that is occurring in our reality that we can choose. We're choosing everything, how we're going to experience everything. Okay. When I decided that I had to stop feeding the cats, I actually had to really, really, really work at visualizing no cats here, not one. None of them showing up, right? I had to really work at that because I was so used to, I was so programmed into, so tied into seeing them showing up on a daily basis that I had to start focusing myself in a different way. I had to start redirecting my thoughts in a different way. I had to start seeing my reality in a different way. And it took a while for me to do that. And now none of them are showing up because my reality shifted. But how did I do that? I chose a different reality that I wanted to experience, that I wanted to see, that I wanted to be a witness to, that I wanted to participate in, that I wanted to observe consciously. We have to choose it. We can't leave it up to the forces that be, because we're going to get whatever we're in vibrational alignment with. And if we've been used to playing in the lower levels and creating a distortion, like when I was feeding them, that was a distortion. I took responsibility for something I didn't need to be responsible for, but I had to clear that from my timeline. I had to see that I don't have to be responsible to everybody and everything. Okay. I don't have to play that role anymore. But they showed up to show me that. And then when it was time for them to go, I had to shift the narrative. So I had to choose from the packets that were available to me, from the realities that were available to me. I had to choose the one that was going to fit my needs here, right? I need to clean this house up. I need to get the vibration in order so that I can move and put everything in alignment so that I could call in the next place that I'm going to be headed to. Do I know where that is? No, but the more I do a better job of aligning the vibration of the house and clearing out any distortion, the easier it's going to be for me to see where that next place of residence is lining up. Okay, because I have no clue. I could live anywhere. I could live in any state. The only places I really can't live in, and I've had this conversation with someone very close to me who has had many trips to like some amazing places, is places like Bali. I'd love to visit there, and if I didn't have to work, I probably would want to live there because I hear it's unbelievably beautiful. But being that it's on the other side of the world, in order to serve those that I work with here in the United States, I would be on a completely different timetable, probably working in the middle of the night and sleeping during the day. Right now I feel that's not in vibrational alignment for me, but who knows in the future? I don't know. That might be a possibility for me, right? But in the meantime, I want to leave myself open to everything and anything that might be coming my way. Okay. Because somebody might tune into this and contact me and say, hey, I have a house that would be perfect for you. If you're interested, just make sure that it has a lot of property, right? I don't want to see my neighbors. I need a lot of space. I need a lot of property. And so, this is this is where we're getting to choose our reality. So when this information was coming through to me, it was saying, you get to choose this. These packets of information that are coming through are your choices. But if you want to see something that's in the higher timeline, and you've been creating a little distortion, you're going to have to work a little. And yeah, it may feel a little frustrating until you keep redirecting those thoughts and saying, okay, no, I'm not choosing that. I am not choosing that, right? And I've done a really good job of that over the last 2 months. And now that's it. It's done on that level for me. The next place that I cleaned up the vibration of this house with my friend who shares the house with me is, since we moved into this house, the bathtub on our main floor where the bedrooms are and the sink always had a drainage issue, always, from the day when we moved in here. And I'm not surprised, because we both moved into this house from very emotional situations. You know, she had to move from the place she was living because her fiance passed away, and the landlord, who was his good friend, decided he wanted to sell the house, so she had to leave. Me, on the other hand, I was still trying to work out how I was going to move out of my ex's house, because the divorce was finally finalized. And now I was like, okay, I'm free to go. Where is that going to be? And neither of us had a thought of living together, but the universe put us together in the most perfect way for us to do more work in this house, because we are probably polar opposites. We're like oil and water. And we had to really work to form a partnership to appreciate each other in the deepest way, right? Through all of our good and all of our bad, whatever that was going to be. And also to respect each other and respect each other's space. And we've really mastered that very, very well. So now here we are, faced with needing to move by October, because November 1st, our landlord wants to assume the house again. And so we wanted to clean up the problem with the drains in the bathroom. And so one day we were having a chat, and we came up with the idea of plunging the bathtub. So we took a plunger and we started plunging. Actually, she started plunging the bathtub, and the drain cleared. So whatever was blocking the drain, because trust me, we tried everything. We were trying drain cleaners, we were trying everything, and nothing was helping. It was just awful. But somehow or another, that extra effort that we put in, whether it was the plunger or it was just that it was time for it to cleared up that bathtub problem. So when we were talking the other day, I said, I wonder if we could use the plunger on the sink. Yeah, what do I know about plungers? I don't know anything about plumbing, but we figured it can't hurt to try. So of course, Sunday morning, she got the plunger out, started plunging the sink, and lo and behold, after probably about 10 minutes, whatever block was stopping up the sink completely cleared. And now we have no drainage issues in the tub or in the sink. The only sad part of that is it took us the last 3 years to figure that out, but you know, everything is on divine timing in the universe, and it's now rectified. So there is no issue anymore. And so we were both thrilled at the fact that you know, we have been able to bring the house into vibrational alignment and emotional alignment, because we've done so much work you know, in the coming together and in living this house over the last 3 years, that we've cleared up our own emotional baggage, you could say, right? Distortions that we held on to. So, you know, we have to make the choices that are in the highest alignment. And so it's important for us to see what is presenting so that we can do the work. We can't wait for somebody else to do it. In other words, I would be sitting here waiting for that next house to come in, but yet I'm not actually doing the work that's going to call it in. We have to do the work that's going to call that shift in. Okay, it's so important. The key thing that I really want everybody to understand is that we have to choose our soul. in every moment, right? We have to choose our soul in every moment. We don't get not to do that. And whether that means, you know, investing in the class with me on Saturday, or it means going out and getting a massage, or it means cleaning up an issue in your house that has been lagging, that you have not been giving attention to, that really needs to be you know, corrected in some way, shape, or form. It doesn't matter what it is. If it's something that is going to nourish your soul, you have to do it. You have to invest in you. We have to invest in us. I have to invest in myself every single day. Yes, I have to come on and I have to do these updates to talk about the energies, but I can't do it at the expense of myself. I have to do it when the energies are aligned and presenting in a way that I am highly effective in my communication, so that I could bring that information forward for you. Okay, that is how this works. So talking about these energies now, you know, I have talked about this in the past, that we are going to be experiencing these heightened frequencies all through the solstice in June. So we have weeks to go where we are going to have these magical experiences. And then again in May on the 13th, might be the 12th, could be the 13th, 14th, around there somewhere. We're going to start to experience an increase again, just like we had in April this month, where the energies, the frequencies are going to be magnified. Okay, so get ready for that. Get ready, start doing your work. If you're not really doing your work, get present, be as present as possible, and get ready for that. It's super important. Saturday, we have a solar eclipse. We also have my class, my master class. Come join us. It's going to be a magical event. The solar eclipse, you know what they do? They highlight whatever is hidden in the dark that needs to be shifted in some way, shape, or form. Okay, so don't wait for the solar eclipse to bring light to something that needs to be corrected or changed, okay, or ended or healed or anything. See it, do it. We don't want timeline collapses. We need to close our timelines out and be responsible in those choices that we're making. Okay, so stay focused, stay present. There's nowhere else for us to be except for our present state of being, our present moment, right here, right now. Okay, no distortion. We cannot create distortion. Do not create distortion. Stay in your highest timeline. Okay, and allow yourself to be a good witness to what is taking place, to what is transpiring. Be a conscious observer to everything. Okay, see it, be present for it. Do not be in resistance to it, because when we're in resistance, resistance equals pain and suffering. Resistance is only going to get you more of what you don't want. Okay, so stay present for everything that is transpiring. I think that's all I have. That's a lot. It's a lot. I know I was talking really fast, but you know, these energies are coming through and it's like, woo. Know that I love you so very much. Thank you to all of you that are with me, that are tuning in here. I wish you a wonderful, whatever it is that you're doing. Have a wonderful week. Be the light, stay present, and I will see you again back here soon. Bye-bye.